Good morning. It is the 12th of June. We had PPI this morning at 7:30, and as you can see, the market moved down initially about 40 or 50 points, and then it moved up, which is a very common thing. What they will do is they will flush all the orders down here to create liquidity. Um, that's also why you don't have a standing order sitting above or below the market waiting for news to come in and hit it, because a lot of times it flushes the opposite direction before it ever goes the direction it's going to go. However, we only went up about 70 points here, and then we've gone sideways. Um, on the 15-minute chart here, we've got a balance point up here at 22,000. If we break 22,000, the market will probably expand on up, or maybe we just go up there and touch it and come down. Maybe it pushes up. Uh, but we need to go up here to 22,000 to balance anyway. We have liquidity. We have two equal bottoms here, and that is something the market will very rarely ever leave. It's going to come back down here, and it's going to take the liquidity below those two even bottoms in most cases. Above that on the 15-minute chart here, we have a balance point. Here is the pre-market high. Um, don't know if it'll respect that at all. It may not care about that once the market opens. So market may not care too much about that pre-market high. We shall see. But yesterday was not a good day. I decided to trade some more yesterday afternoon. Ended up losing way more money than I should have, because I don't ever trade, in the afternoons for a good reason, especially on CPI day. The hardest part of learning to trade really is just learning to take a day with a few small losses and go on. So what I'm seeing here is we're kind of getting a descending triangle. It's a little bit hard to see, but we've got a little bit of a descending triangle going here. Now, what you have to remember about triangles and any other technical analysis pattern is that the algorithms will use those to trap people. So a lot of times you'll have a descending triangle that will break down, and it will sit here and kind of just go nowhere, and then it will actually be the last thing the market does before it moves up. So you have to be really careful about trading breaking triangles, because just like this one's breaking down now, this could very easily be a trap to try to trap some people so they can move up, because the market has moved up, before the open. So we are 44 seconds from the open. Uh, I'm going to try my best to be patient this morning and take one 10-point win and get out, because yesterday was not a great day, as I said. And so we'll see what happens. It looks like everything's set up. All my order types are correct. And we're good. All right. Let's see what happens here. We've got reason to go up, and we've got reason to go down. So we'll see which it chooses. Right now it looks like it wants to go down, which is probably a trap. Probably going to go up. Yep, going up. All right, we've got a decent up bar, so I'm looking for a pullback against that to buy into. Uh, if this bar ends up being a huge rejection bar, then that we end up with a big rejection wick on this first candle, then that changes things completely, and I don't want any part of that. So see what happens here. All right, we got about a second. The bar closed it up close to the high, which tells me I probably want to buy into a pullback here. Try to be patient, see if it'll pull all the way back down to where it came from. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If I don't get a trade, I don't get a trade. All right. All right, folks. As hard as it may be to believe, that is all I'm going to trade today. We just made $410 in about 1 second. And that was all I was looking for today. PPI and CPI days are very, very sketchy. I was watching another trader on YouTube yesterday that is very good, and he was, he's like, man, these CPI, PPI days just tend to just grind nowhere. And what I noticed yesterday was the market was really dirty. And what I mean by a dirty market is what you saw right here was a clean move. We came down, we went up, and we pushed on up. A dirty market is when it comes down and then it pushes up a little and it comes down. It pushes up a little, it comes down, it pushes up a little, and you can't get a clean move up. Now, see, we're the bottom of these two. Let me turn that marker off now that you can see where our entry and exit was. You can see the bottoms of these bars right now are kind of angling up. That's something you look at. Now we're even, so now we push down. This could very easily push down. It could push all the way back down to the bottom of this bar and balance. We'll do that a lot of times. We've got the 5 and 20 moving or the 9 and 20 moving average right here, and a lot of times it'll bounce off of those, especially the 5 or the 9. I'm sorry. So from here, we don't really see. We're down in the middle. This thing could go up, it could go down. We have no idea. So this is why that you have to learn to take your money and get out, because I mean, we had a rejection. We rejected back up here. I got in, and we had a clean 10-point move up, and that was it. So had I tried to get 20 points out of that, I would have got nothing, and now I'd be trying to figure out where we're going from here. We rejected all this. Now we've hit this liquidity up here above this overnight high. So until we break this previous high, I'm not convinced at all that we're going to go higher. We could very easily go lower. So right now, we're in a guessing game. I wouldn't have a clue which way this thing's going to go. If we broke the bottom of these two bars, then that could be a potential short entry. But, there's no way to know. So we're going to call it a day with our $400 today and let things kind of settle out after all this economic news and kind of get back to more of a normal, clean market, hopefully in the next few days. So to the 3 or 4 of you who are actually watching these videos, I appreciate it very much. I hope you're learning something. We'll see you tomorrow.